What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news concerning Ben Davison. Ben Davison has just done an interview from IFL TV, which is a huge UK channel, okay? And he had a lot to discuss, so I got so much to cover. You know, I'm going to have to break it down in volumes because the video was actually an hour and a half long. But basically, Ben Davis was adamant on letting everyone know that will listen, if it's Wilder Fury 2 or if it's Wilder Joshua. And you know there has been rumors that Eddie Hearn has reached out to Tyson Fury, which we'll talk about too, you know. But the first and foremost, I want to let you know that Ben Davis has stated that Tyson Fury won't accept anything less than 50-50, and we're calling the shots on both fights. So Tyson Fury's team are in control. They're in charge, okay? Not Anthony Joshua, not Deontay Wilder, but Tyson Fury's camp. You know, he feels that Deontay Wilder has lost credibility for the draw because it was a gift draw. You know, and it was due to he was in his backyard, and they need, and like I've been telling you guys, you know, and I agree with him. Ben Davis said that Deontay Wilder needs the rematch, not Tyson Fury. So Tyson Fury could go on to fight Joshua, you know, even though Ben Davison would prefer Joshua Wilder to fight, then he fights the winner, you know, and then that's all due to other factors, you know, and I'll get to in a minute. But, yeah, they're calling the shots. They're demanding 50-50 from both fighters. So if Eddie Hearn doesn't want to get with 50-50, that's no deal. You know, because that's the way Tyson Fury rolls. And I believe if it wasn't the same type of situation with Deontay Wilder, it wouldn't have been a deal. That wouldn't have been a fight. Now, what he did say that everybody brings a piece. Every fighter brings a piece of a piece of the pie to the table. So, you know, saying that they won't accept anything less than 50-50. You know, and it's a good move from Team Fury because it's basically, that's the last great fight. Think about it. The breakdown. You know, Fury had a great fight with Vladimir Klitschko. You know, it was a great win, rather. I don't think it was a great fight. You know what I'm saying? So let me counterpunch that. You know, and that's what Ben Davison said. So counterpunching Ben Davis, no, it wasn't a good fight, but it was a great win for Fury. Okay, then Joshua fought Klitschko, which I believe was a very good fight. It was a great fight, rather. And it was a great win for Anthony Joshua. Then Wilder fights Ortiz, another great win for Wilder, okay? Now the Fury and Wilder fight ended in a draw, which was another big, great fight, an important fight. Okay, and now Ben Davis stated that Anthony Joshua, he's so adamant on making that fight now because he's looking for the next great fight because he's had good fights. He said Parker was a good fight. Povetkin was a good fight. Takam, okay fight, but he was a replacement, so he gave credit, you know, where credit was due. So he was fair about it. You know, that was replacement because of Pulev, because Pulev pulled out, you know, and because he was another mandatory. And, you know, now that Anthony Joshua is his turn to step up to give the people another great fight, because it's pressure on him to do so. You know, he doesn't want to lose credibility due to the fact that he can't find another dancing partner to give him that next, you know what I mean? Because from Klitschko, you know, that was almost 2 years ago. But it was a great fight. It was one of the fights of the year last year. That and Golovkin-Canelo won, okay? So, and I think it was better than Golovkin-Canelo simply because, you know, there were knockdowns. It was action. It was multiple knockdowns. So, you know, it was drama. It was a back and forth seesaw battle. You know what I mean? Both of these guys were severely hurt. So, yeah, I agree with that. You know, I think it was the fight of the year, right? So, moving on from that, Anthony Joshua, you know, wanted to, you know, had the negotiations fail with Deontay Wilder. That was supposed to have been his baby and the next great fight. Then he fights Parker, takes his WBO belt. Then he fights Provectin, which is a mandatory, you know, and then really that's it, you know. So it's like, okay, now he's looking for that next great fight. I think that's what Ben Davison feels, you know, in this interview, that he needs that great fight. But the only obstacle I see in this situation is the split. You know, if they don't want to award Tyson Fury the split, and I think Eddie Hearn should give Tyson Fury full credit for, you know, giving him the accolades, because if everybody thought he won, that means he is the real WBC belt holder. So, you know, he was the man that beat the man. Sure, the lineal title doesn't physically exist, but he was the person that has never been beat in the ring, that has had all those belts. So I feel that should hold some legitimacy. I do. Honestly, they should give him at least, if it's not 50-50, 60-40, you know what I mean? Or you know, 45-55. Let's make that fair, because we want the best fights. And if they learn anything from the Deontay Wilder negotiations, they should know not to play as big a hardball as they did before. So moving on from that, I feel that Tyson Fury, you know, and his team should stay adamant, you know, and should stay headstrong on what they want. You know, don't settle for 70-30, because, you know what I mean, that's beneath you, because they did a great accomplishment. Them accepting something less, meaning there was some insecurity, or making their win, that, you know, because everyone thinks they win, you know, a lot of people's opinion, their win not as legitimate as it really was. And it was a legitimate, and everything he went through and came back, is the, you know, Ring Magazine has gave him all these accolades. So yeah, that's all credible, because a lot of people, it's like a resurrected Tyson Fury. So yeah, you know, 50-50, sure. Cut that up the middle. It would be a huge, massive fight for Wembley. And I think I would love it, and I'm going if it happens, you know. And then, but Ben Davison said, you know, if the Wilder Joshua fight doesn't happen due to the failed negotiations, that the Fury Joshua fight is likely to happen. So, you know, it will all happen eventually. But this is good news on how Deontay Wilder's, what Ben Davison stated, Deontay Wilder's credibility is dropping, because I feel the same way. You know, I feel that it's dropping, and he needs that get back. He needs to really right that wrong. You know, he needs that fight, not Tyson Fury, you know. And honestly, it's Ben Davison's objective. He originally wanted that fight in November, because you remember when that long 3-hour video with that 3-hour long video on the Boxing Voice with Deontay Wilder, right? Well, they were saying how fast it took those negotiations. No, it didn't. It took time. It took 6 to 7 weeks for that fight to actually literally officially get made. Okay, so, you know, I had to counterpunch that, but where I'm getting at is the reason why that took so long was because they wanted that fight for November. They didn't want it for December. Okay, so Ben Davison actually was able to persuade Tyson Fury to push that fight to the beginning of December, because he needed the rest in between fighting Pianetta and the other guy that he tuned up with. So, you know, and me saying that's a good chance that, you know, Ben Davison is more than a trainer. He's also an advisor and such, because he was able to make that happen. He could, you know, he can influence Tyson Fury on other things, you know what I mean, which is good, you know. But yeah, it's a good interview. Of course, I'll send the link below, and I want you guys to check it out. Tell me what you think about it. Again, it is an hour and a half long, so when you have time, you know what I mean, kick back and listen to it or whatnot. And I have a lot more to cover with this, and I'll get around to it, you know, because I got a lot of other things to cover, you know. But I wanted to drop this off because I feel this is breaking news, where Tyson Fury is, you know, just showing his dominance and where he stands in the heavyweight division as a heavyweight, as one of the elite heavyweights. So you guys tell me what you think about this video, the original video. Of course, please subscribe, guys. Hit that like button. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.